up, peeps? It's your girl, Dosh, coming back to Frontal Takes. Well, it's that time again, you guys. It's movie news time. There's a couple of things I really want to kind of dig in and discuss with you all. And you know what? I'm not going to hold up any longer. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing I want to discuss has to do with No Time to Die. You know I'm looking forward to this one. It's definitely the send-off for Daniel Craig playing James Bond. Sad to see him go. I so enjoyed the trailer when it came out a couple weeks back during the holidays. And just looks really good. I feel we're going to get our action. We get our new villain. We're getting a new person who's considered a 007 agent as well, Lashana Lynch. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring to the table. Of course, some, present, cast members, also some, past cast members coming back in the fold. So it looks like it's going to be a great movie. One thing I was discussing during my reaction was the fact that I wasn't sure who was going to be doing, of course, the overall score for the movie. Now we do have information. It's going to be Hans Zimmer. I am so happy he's attached to this because the last couple of movies I've enjoyed the music. I've enjoyed, of course, the original song that they always, present, really to the beginning of the movie. It sets the tone, I feel, honestly. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I love one of the ones, of course, they did when it was Adele, just beautifully done. So I'm dying to see who will be attached to this, in regards to singing the original song they're going to have for the movie. Of course, other music that will be, intertwined within the movie. But knowing that Hans Zimmer is at the helm of this, I'm just so excited. I know there was another composer who was attached. His name was Dan Romer. But, of course, due to creative differences, he will no longer be attached. Hans has just, his body of work is just on a whole nother level. I mean, he's done movies, of course, for was Interstellar, Inception, of course. He worked with the Dark Knight movies. He also did Man of Steel, Gladiator, just to name a few. I really could go on, but yes, he is just phenomenal. So it makes me even more and more excited, to hear. I don't know, like I said, who's going to be attached in regards to who he's working with. That's definitely under wraps, but I feel like when the movie comes out in April, I will be very happy with the end result. And I'm just excited to know that he is on board. Because like I said, normally I know these things prior to that because I like to have an idea who's going to be doing the music. So this definitely is some good news. And definitely is the fact that it's being sent off, like I said, on a good note with the music. Of course, with the overall, with the director, of course, everybody being cast. I keep saying that I just curious to know who they're going to put in this particular spot once it's said and done when they move on to the 26th film. It's going to be very interesting. So I'm definitely going to keep my ears, eyes open to what's going to be going on with that part. Now, speaking of the cast, I'm looking forward to Lashana Lynch doing her thing in this movie. She basically, I see with her, I know a lot of individuals were just like, oh God, they're going to make this female thing, whichever. No, they're not. I saw and heard about what they were doing. He's off the grid, as you all see in the trailer. Somebody came in, and when he, of course, he finally does meet her, and he's like, it's like, she's an agent. She's been doing it for 2 years and all that. And she's come in, and she's kind of like, in some ways equal footing when it comes to doing the work out in the field. So we're going to get to see her flex her muscles. Like I said in the trailer, I said she's going to have to bring it. I need to see it to see if, she's not, of course, on his level like that to me per se, because we've been following James Bond, and especially Daniel Craig as the portrayal. So seeing what she's going to be able to do and what she's capable of doing will be very nice in that capacity. Now, as opposed to after he's finished moving on, that will be nice if they add females in that particular area. I don't know if she's going to be the next overall James Bond. I honestly, seriously doubt that. If they do that, that would be a shock to me. I like James Bond, period. It never was a thing in regards to it always being male dominated. It was always a male playing a role, but that's how it's been, always, a white male. It is what it is. The fact that they decide to put a female, that'll be something to get used to. But I said, if you're going to introduce that, you have to introduce a character where we can see the benefits of that. So I'm, not all gung-ho, like, yay, I'm excited, the, prospect. I love seeing more female-led films, whichever, James Bond being a part of a franchise, that's really something that I would shake my head wondering, a little bit of a, side eye, like, okay, who? And this person has to have almost all the capabilities in regards to the charisma, definitely, bringing forth the drama, definitely the action, be able to hold your own, so yes, that's big shoes to fill in an instance of what we always get as a portrayal for is considered the James Bond. So like I said, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still down for just if it's going to be male, it is what it is. Some things I admit should just truly just be left alone. That's one of those I honestly will say I feel. So if they decide to go that realm down the road, it might not be the next James Bond film, whatever, whoever they pick, but who knows, going into the future, say 5-10 years from now, you never know. That's why I made the comment to you guys saying how if they do another James Bond, it's going to be a person who's going to probably do maybe 1, possibly 2, and if they do very well, it's going to be more. Didn't realize Daniel Craig was going to do 5. I thought he would do 3 and they would move into another person, but a lot of us took a shine to him. Some people first dogged him, but when he showed out in that Casino Royale, I was like, okay, I see the potential. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and here we are. So that's just my feelings on that. So like I said, I'm just looking forward to the movie. I'm looking forward to having a good send-off for him. You know, I know he's ready to move on too from the stuff that happened on the set, him getting hurt, you know, finally being done, you know, so he's probably ready to do some other things, and that's good. He's leaving a nice little legacy being a part of the franchise, so I'm good for that. So moving on from that. The next thing I want to discuss has to do with Doctor Strange. Now, I'm excited because we're moving on to talking about the stuff that's going to Phase 4, and I'm excited for Doctor Strange. I enjoyed the first one. That was one of the movies that was in my notable mentions when I was talking about movies of the decade, and I'm a fan of Benedict, you know, Cumberbatch. So him playing the part, like I said, he truly is the only one I could play. When I saw how he overall looked from the trailer, I literally was dumbfounded. And then of course him being such a just an excellent actor, he definitely had me engaged. I loved the movie. Of course, Chiwetel Ejiofor was in it as well. I just enjoyed the movie immensely, and of course Tilda Swinton as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the next way the movie is going to be done, moving into you know, just following up with the story in order to keep the story flowing, whatever, with what they have in store with, say, for instance, Scarlet Witch, whichever, and her being a part of the next movie, whichever. Is she going to be, you know, working with him, or is she going to work against him, you know, in some villain, you know, capacity, whichever. We know how she turned out at first, you know, when she was a part of, you know, Age of Ultron, and of course over time, you know, that, you know, relationship changed and built and all that, and just curious, yeah, they're going to intertwine. But I know that we're hearing also some other news that Scott Derrickson is no longer attached as a director. Now, I kept thinking, because I know a lot of people, when we hear of his name as a director, he's definitely encompasses in dealing with stuff in regards to horror a lot. So a lot of people probably got a little hyped, thinking this is going to be more of a horror aspect. I know they made a statement saying, and I know Kevin did, saying this is not on the long lines list of horror. I know with Scott, he made a comment, I think on Twitter, talking about, you know, it's not, you know, horror based, but it will be some scary elements to the movie. Now, I'm not sure what's going on, but I know he stepped down, as I said, creative, you know, differences, whichever, but he still will be a part of it as an executive producer. So I'm curious now who is going to be the director of this. This movie, and let me get the date because I wrote it down. This is May 7th of 2021. We are just starting 2020, yes. All the time needed to make sure, you know, of course, storyline, the movies, you know, edit it, whatever, cut, CGI, whatever you name it, to make sure they put something out good. And plus, with them starting it off, because once San Diego Comic-Con comes, being able to, you know, put out some information. I know Kevin will probably be talking about quite a few movies that are in the works, that are being filmed, things that are getting ready to film, things of that nature. So what are we going to have? So now, basically, it's crunch time to figure out who's going to direct it now. I mean, we have majority of the cast. There'll probably be a couple other new additions, possibly down the road. We'll probably hear something shortly. But I'm like going into spring soon. You know, what's up? So hopefully, you know, I'm gonna keep my eyes, you know, razor sharp on any news with this one, because that was really unfortunate hearing this news early this week about that. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. But this is the Hollywood game. It's how it goes. You know, sometimes you get all hype, whatever, and things happen, whatever, behind the scenes, whichever. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the movie's going to look like overall when they talk about scary elements of that nature. That's what I said. I'm not familiar, so well versed in Doctor Strange. I'm learning a lot of this through a lot of stuff that they put out for Marvel in regards to their movies. So I learn as I go. Like I said, I'm not a comic book reader, so, you know, sometimes I really feel like I need to change that, so I have a little bit of an idea. But I like going in slightly blinded and not knowing these things. I know some people, when they know, they like to, you know, you do the comparison, whichever, and if you don't get everything you want, that's why a lot of people kind of feel the way they do, you know, when they watch these things in the theater. A little bit more judgment, as they say. So, but yes, I will keep my eyes on this. I'm curious. I want to know more, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more information very soon, very quickly, because like I said, time is going to go by. Before you know, the year will be going by, and, you know, it is what it is. Here we are in 2020. It was just like 2019 just like flew by. So I just want to know more. So, like I said, when I know more, you all will know more. So moving on from that, speaking of more Marvel, We're getting a little bit more information with, some set photos that came out from the movie The Eternals. I am excited. Yes, that's one of my, anticipated. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. When they came out with information with who was cast during, of course, Comic-Con, of course, again on D23, we got to see some of the cast. We didn't get to see, of course, like Gemma Chan. She wasn't there. And, of course, Kit Harington. Now, the photo sets that have just come out, it shows both those characters. Looks like they're in the midst of, a conversation, together, whatever. Now, my mind went out there because I keep wondering, are they possibly, romantically linked? Possibly, I'm assuming, I think might be in the comics, or they could just be just talking. We don't know right now how it's going to play out. I have no idea. That's just me thinking ahead a little bit. I could not be that far off. Anybody in the comments, of course, you all can correct me. But I'm excited. Plus, he's not in what will be his overall look as Black Knight. He's playing the character Dane Whitman. So I like that he's in his, as they want to say, average civilian clothes, whichever. So like I said, it's going to be really interesting seeing him. And of course, her character Cersei as well. I do know that she's going to have a very more pivotal role within the movie as well. I'm thinking about characters, excuse me, like, Angelina Jolie's character, Athena and all that thing, whichever. But no, I know her character, and I know the character, I cannot remember his name at the moment, played by Richard Madden. It's going to be definitely significant, more so in the overall movie as well. And some other cast members like, Brian Tyree Henry as well, and things of that nature. But yes, I am here for it. I look forward to seeing him when he's all, decked out as Black Knight. But I don't know if he's already Black Knight already. Like I said, you see him in regular clothes. So yes, these are things I'm looking forward to seeing, and I'm excited for this. And with him wielding the knight, I mean, he did that in, I have to go here, in GOT. So I can imagine, whatever type of training that's going to go into that. It's going to be awesome. I am here for it. This movie doesn't come out to the end of this year. So at the rate they're moving this along, there's definitely a couple of photo shots, I think, of Jim as well, where she's, lunged up into the air. So yeah, we're kind of getting the ball rolling now. We already saw earlier, I want to say late fall, whatever, some, pictures of the set with Angelina, in the midst of her character as well. Haven't seen anything like with Salma Hayek yet, or any of the other characters, Kamal as well. So hopefully some of those things might end up making out. If not, that's okay. I'm just happy they're actually in the midst of making the movie, because now I know for certain we're going to get a lot of good stuff once Comic-Con comes out for this movie. We'll probably have, I feel like they'll probably give us a teaser around that time, and it's going to be awesome, because the movie does, like I said, doesn't come out till November 6th, so we have a little ways away. Don't want to rush the year, but let's just say I look forward to it when it does come out. So yes, you guys, I just want to kind of note that really quickly, because I was wondering if we're going to start getting stuff for Kit Harington. So I'm actually glad we get to finally see him, as opposed to knowing other casts already doing their thing. I was wondering when he was going to finally show up, on set. So that's good to know. Now, speaking of some more Marvel, we're going to be talking about now Thor 4, of course, Love and Thunder. I'm excited for this one. I enjoyed Thor 3 Ragnarok. The thing was so good. Of course, directed by, Taika Waititi. He is a phenomenal director. I like that he is able to venture in different types of genres in regards to making movies. Of course, with Jojo Rabbit, and of course with this, I'm just looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. Of course, being excited that we're going to, of course, get to see Tessa Thompson again. Natalie Portman will be attached to this one, and now I'm hearing word that Christian Bale is in talks to come on board. I know the floodgates have opened up. People are hyped to see what he could possibly play in this film. I have no idea yet. They have not stated exactly which characters. They are putting out some different types of characters. I'm excited for this one because I know ever since Christian did Dark Knight, he's kind of been trying to stay away from that. Of course, he does a lot of different movies. Like, I loved him in American Psycho, of course, American Hustle. He also, what was the other movie he did that I liked? Vice. Yeah, just a couple of them. You just name for a few. So, and then of course, Ford versus Ferrari. So yes, and then that one, that was really, really good. So yes, I'm curious to see in what capacity. I think as an actor, I'd heard that he's definitely has been, one of those, individuals who've been really wanting to work with Waititi on something. So hey, I hope it does work out. That would be fantastic to see him in this, and of course in a different comic book led, whichever, of course, him being a part of DC before, now he's going to be venturing into Marvel territory, so that'll be very interesting. It's amazing because a lot of individuals you never thought you would see coming over to the Marvel side, or just coming over into comic book land, period, are embracing that, or whichever. And I will say this, sometimes I think a little bit deep down, some of them who have kids, when they do that, that's like a little, parent card. They win that, parent card real good when the kid knows, like, they're working on something that they can really enjoy as a family, whichever. That's why I always feel like, because when I see certain ones that pick it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They have a couple of kids, or they have a, a daughter or a son. It's like, when those parent brownie points, as they say. And like I said, also working with somebody you never worked with that you actually appreciate their work and all that. That's a bonus as well. So hopefully we'll know a little bit more, since he is, as I said, in talks. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes out on this one. I just look forward to seeing some photos from the set with Natalie Portman. I just want to see my girl. I am a fan of her ever since she did the movie The Professional. I am here for her. So yes, I'm hyped to see this. This comes out again November 5th, 2021. We have, quite a few things, that are going to be, bracing out. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited. So yes, it's going to be a lot going on. And that's the following year. So we have a little ways to go. So they're starting early on getting things together, which is actually good, because that lets us know I can foresee this is going to be a great Thor movie. That third one was hilarious. I'm totally down to see the fourth installment, whichever. And then, of course, them all come back together. And then just, I think their overall banter, chemistry together is going to be good. Chris Hemsworth can be so hysterical at times, especially in his character. So I'm here for it. So moving on from that. Now I've done the Marvel. Now we in DC land. So with this one, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Batman. Now this one, now I'm getting a little bit more information. And now we have confirmation. Yes, in fact, Colin Farrell will be the Penguin. Now, you already know how I felt. I voiced it. So after I say it this time around, moving forward, I won't do too much ranting about it. I did hear, and I'm going to note this. This had to do with Josh Gad, excuse me, being, a possibility, whichever, come to find out, he had been thrown out, whichever, and he was considering whatever. But let's just say that he never went in to, talk or read for it, whichever. So to know that this was the thoughts of how he felt, but then you didn't, move forward to the next, plan of going to consider, and to be considered for the character. So it's just like, that's kind of, bummed out, whichever. In the end, we're going to have to see Colin Farrell do his thing. I just really felt like the overall look of Josh Gad embodied it a little bit more. And once they did the overall aesthetics, with the makeup, the look over changed as the Penguin, he would really look the part. I'm going to have to really, really dig deep to see Colin Farrell as this. I need to see it. I need to see him in the overall look of the Penguin. Of course, they're calling him right now because I think Matt Reeves put out a little tweet, saying, what was it? He said, wait, is that you, Oz? So, of course, he goes by the name, Oswald. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how, he's going to look appearance-wise. And then, of course, as time, goes on with the character, becoming the Penguin. So, once it happens within the movie and the flow or whatever and all that, I'll get past that, whatever overall feeling, whichever. But yeah, that's just how I felt. Like I said, rant will be over. I won't be bringing up Josh Gad too much anymore, because now we definitely have our Penguin. And of course, you already know how I feel about the rest of the cast, you guys. Robert Pattinson, of course, Batman, Bruce, Andy Serkis as, of course, Alfred. We have Jeffrey Wright as, Commissioner. We have, of course, Zoe Kravitz as Selena, aka Catwoman, and then of course Paul Dano playing the Riddler. I'm just happy. That cast is just beyond just awesome. I really feel very good, and the fact, like I stated before, off and on, over and over for the last, since all of last year, was Matt Reeves taking his time to get that script right, getting the proper cast, and I think, what, this movie is shaping up to be a really good damn movie, and I'm here for it. The hype will be real. That trailer comes out, the hype for the trailer is going to be something to behold, and so I'm here for it. I'm loving how it's shaping up, so I'm excited. The movie, of course, comes out June 25th, 2021, and I will be there day one. I'm looking forward to this one. So also DC. Now this is one I haven't talked about in a while. It's been like a good, like maybe a year, almost a year and a half, but I know this person still attaches. This has to do with the DC's New Gods, and this has to do with Ava DuVernay, who's attached to it as a director. Now this one I'm looking forward to because I'm a fan of her work. She, of course, besides her movies, I became well versed in her when I started watching her show Queen Sugar, and of course she has movies like Selma. Of course she did When They See Us, critically acclaimed. And then of course she did A Wrinkle in Time, and then I could go on. Those right there is just enough right there to let you know the differences in her work in regards to filmmaking. Just a powerhouse in herself, and I respect her art and her craft, and she does a lot for the people behind the scenes, behind the lens, whichever, and all, bringing forth certain people, and I respect that. So I'm looking forward to her because I know she said she just started working on the script. she's excited. And also, which I thought was really interesting, as I brought this up before, is that she's considering what some people feel who would be perfect fit for certain characters for the movie. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I always joke with you all about certain films. I feel like certain people should be cast because I can see it. I see the vision. And I've had a couple of my friends in the comment section like, I can see that. I made a comment about Face Off, how I felt. And I'll put out the names again. I thought I could see John Bernthal going up against Frank Grillo. Those two men right there in that movie Face Off would be epic to me. That's just my personal opinion. And like with this one, one of her favorite characters, they said right now when she's writing script, is a Big Barda. And somebody put out as a response to her saying Gwendolyn Christie could be perfect for that. That I can see. That I can see. Yes. And I love me some Gwendolyn. You know, I just adore her. So, yes. And then some other person put out another name for another particular person. You know, Oscar Isaac as well. And, of course, he's a busy one as well. He's in many things. Of course, most recently, of course, I saw him in the Star Wars movie. So, yes. She's just at the beginning stages, still in the midst of writing the script. No casting has started yet. Hopefully, we'll get a release date. I'm looking forward to seeing who she'll cast, but I hope other people put some other names out there as some ideas for her. That is really good. That would be nice. Not to say they always have to do that, but it's always good to give an idea from a fan's point of view, especially the ones who read, you know, the comments and all that, and get a visual of a person who fits the overall look and body of this character. You know, it's just, you know, that's a good thing, and, you know, some directors should consider that as an option. You don't have to do it, but you never know, and sometimes the fans might surprise you. You just never know. So that is exciting. I'm happy for her with this one. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one now that I know she's in the midst of writing the script. So hopefully in a couple of months we'll hear a little bit more information going, because this one, like I said, has no release date. I'm curious where this is going to fall in line. DC definitely has a list of things coming out for the next 2 to 3 years moving forward. So hopefully somewhere in the midst of this it will fit in there. Maybe if she's working on it now, maybe not 2021, 2022. That would be nice, somewhere fit in and squeeze in there, because there's quite a bit coming out 2021 for DC. Don't see so many things coming out 2022, so hopefully they could probably add that, because, you know, that would be nice. I know with DC they're kind of doing where they're trying to get 2 or 3 movies out almost per year, starting in the following year moving forward, and it's like they finally getting the flow for what they're trying to put out at the pace they want, which, like I said, don't gotta be like Marvel. Do what works for you, and I'm here for it. So, because I'm gonna go see you regardless. I love Marvel and I love me some DC. So, moving on from that, you guys. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, that I talked about off and on, like I want to say last summer going to the fall, was of course G.I. Joe's Snake Eyes. Now, this one, filming will be starting in Tokyo, Japan. Yes, we are getting it on board. I'm here for it. I already told you how I love some G.I. Joe growing up. I enjoyed the movies, you know, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, G.I. Joe Retaliation. They were really good. Had Bruce Willis, Dwayne Johnson, just to name a few of some of the main people that were in the movies. Channing Tatum, all these type of people were in it. They made it really good. The first one I like more than the second one. I'm looking forward to seeing, of course, Snake Eyes played by Henry Golding. And of course, Storm Shadow, he'll be played by, I want to say his name, and I can't get his full name, I want to say Andrew Koji. And then also looking forward to characters, Hardmaster played by Iko Ue as well. And we have some other people going to be in this movie. I want to say her name is, Ursula Borinos, whichever. She's going to be playing Baroness. And I think there's another girl who's going to be in this. She, what's her name? I can't remember her name. She's going to be playing another character. My mind just went completely blank. My apologies, guys. But needless to say, the casting on this is right. It's right for the picking. I'm here for it. I'm just glad they're starting filming, because this movie is supposed to be coming out, as they claim, mid-October. And we don't have an official date, but they're claiming it's October. So I would think, yeah, it needs to start. So by the summer, it's done. We'll be getting an actual trailer maybe by July, August. So yeah, it's January if they start filming. So that's a good amount of time. I think most movies, most of the time, are about 3 months, 3, maybe 4 at the most. So they should be wrapped up by May. And then, everything else from there, whichever and all that. But yes, I'm here for it. I'm ready to see some good action. The drama is going to be off the chain. I'm here for it. Please be good. But this cast is good, so I feel very confident that we should have no problem with this, whichever. I think with Koji and UA being this, it has me enough excited and thrilled to see it. So, nothing against Harry, but those two right there alone was enough for me. So I'm here for it. So once I'm verified in regards to the day, I'll let you guys know. They just keep saying mid-October. So I wish they would just solidify the date and just move that along. Why mid-October is like, just put a date out. I don't get that. So, but anyway, moving on from that. Now this one, This will be not too much of a rant or whatever, but just, my thoughts. And this has to do with Avatar. Of course, Avatar 2. We're finally getting a little bit of information in regards to the concept art of how the overall look is going to be. I'm going to tell you like this. When this came out back then, the 3D, excuse me, was so beautifully done. It was something totally different. And of course, for James Cameron, coming off and doing other movies, and of course, doing the Titanic, doing so well, being #1 for a while until this movie took over that mantle, and it stayed at that mantle for 10 years until it was recently, taken out of #1 by Endgame. Now, this one I'm excited to see. I know a lot of people are like, this is nothing that we asked for. I will say this. I asked for it back when they did it because I thought we were going to do it a couple of years later, but then it got pushed back, of course, with technology kept changing, and I'm assuming James Cameron somewhere in the midst of these last 10 years decided how many movies he wanted to make. I'm going to tell you, I'm still trying to understand why so many. I can see 2 more, but not 4 more. That's shocking to me because I'm trying to figure out what kind of story you're going to tell after the second one, going to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th one, but it better be on point. I just feel like some of those movies in the mix are just not going to be good unless the sequences with the action are spectacular, but the storyline's got to hold up some way, because other than that, people are not going to be feeling it after the second one. By the third one, it might fizzle out and people are like, I'm not here for this, I don't care. That's why I said that technology better be on point, because if it's not going to be. Now, the first one, if you all remember, we got a little bit more in regards to the overall look of it, the scenery being more in regards to the jungles and the cliffs, from where they would always showcase certain scenes from. This one is going to be a full tropical environment, period. They're going to be shooting more underwater scenes. I'm looking forward to that. That will be beautiful to see all the visuals, kind of give me the vibe of how Aquaman was when they were underwater, seeing all the beautiful visuals and all that. So I'm looking forward to that, how that will look. Of course, he's working on, Avatar 2 and 3. They're in the midst of filming now. So that is good. And then I'm assuming after that they're going, because I know he's doing them straight through. That's probably one of the reasons why we haven't seen like Zoe Saldana's and Sam Worthy's in for a while, because she hasn't been anything as of lately. So that means she's definitely working on this. She probably literally is not having anything else blocked off with these movies right now, because there's no way if they're doing them all, consecutive back to back like that. But that is fine. I'm here for it. I'm excited to see this. I really am. I know a lot of people were just like, oh, I don't understand, what was the hype, whatever and all. The hype was for that time when this movie came out. Now, like I said, yeah, a lot of people are not going to feel it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I still don't understand the amount of them that they're going to be doing. But like I said, that storyline from once it ends on the second one, however it ends, when you can see it's in some ways a continuation. They can't just end it whatever, because we're going to get a third, a fourth, and then a fifth. Besides that, I'm going to tell you like this, and if those visuals and the 3D and everything is like he says, because it looks like he was respectful when, Endgame took over to the Russo brothers and all that, but he's like he probably wants to reclaim his throne. I will say this, as much they had it for 10 years, and that was a good run. Endgame did take it, but see, this is the thing, and this is how I feel. Endgame has it right now, and everybody's all enjoying this and happy. Doesn't mean that it can't be taken away from them. Yes, in the movie Marvel, Endgame was epic. There are going to be other movies that are going to come out, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, that could be just as epic. It doesn't have nothing to encompass to do with Marvel. It could just be a movie generalized, whichever, in a totally different genre that could eventually make the same amount of money as well. The way people are going to the movies nowadays, seeing a lot of stuff, and a lot of movies, of course, are making that type of money to get them to that pinnacle. It can happen. So I'm like this, and I told this to my guy friend at work. I was just like this. I said, I hope they can stick to that, keep it 10 years, just like Avatar did. You can diss Avatar you want. If you're going to be able to hold that title for 10 years, I'll give you respect then. You're getting respect now, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay in that top thing for how long. At the rate these movies nowadays, some movies are making $1 billion, this and that other, and they'll make over that. It's almost like every time you turn around, somebody with a particular movie company are trying to, go one up and do better, whatever, and all, so they can knock that one down, whichever. That just seems, it's just the competitiveness of it for all these different, Hollywood, movie production companies, and that's just how it is. This is all about making the money. Who's going to be top dog? And I know with Disney and Marvel being intertwined, they want to keep it like that. So we'll see. I'm happy for them. Kudos, but everybody has eventually come down. So let's see how long that it lasts. I'm gonna definitely be looking forward to seeing how Avatar 2. If it doesn't get that close, if it doesn't, then that means hey, Endgame's gonna still stay #1. It is what it is, and James Cameron gonna have to just deal. So, just had to throw it out there. But let me tell you the date, you all. Okay, the first one, Avatar 2, will be December 17, 2021. All the rest of them are December. The next one will be December of 2023. The next one's 2025. The next one's 2027. Literally branched out right around the time before you know there'll be another decade in past and more of the movies. So, yeah. So, moving on from that. Now, Bright 2. I'm excited for this one. I enjoyed the first one. It came out in 2017, of course, with Joel Edgerton and Will Smith. It was a different arc in regards to, of course, humans working with, like, these fantasy creatures, whichever, amongst them for years, whatever. And of course, them being together, there are two cops, whichever, working, and they're dealing with, the people are called, what were their orcs. And then the overall storyline, at times you kind of, was, tampering off a little bit, whichever. But in the end, when I looked at that movie, I got the vibe of, the movie comes to mind when they're kind of dealing with the aspect of, getting along with people who look different than you, whatever, the racism aspect of it, not, being treated a certain way, whatever. It reminds me of the movie and the show Alien Nation. I get that vibe when I think about it. As soon as I saw the trailer, the first time I saw that movie distinctly came to my mind. And I love that movie, because it was a story to be told as well, and that, and them getting along, working, having to deal with this, and of course the situation happens where they found out about this particular drug that can make these creatures act a certain way in order to make the humans, more fearful of what they could do to them. If this stuff is running around, this being a drug epidemic, if this particular drug got out, if the humans knew what we can, just everything about that movie. I haven't watched it in so long. I might have to pull that baby out. So, yes, I am here for this. I know that this has been off and on the back burner because of Will Smith's schedule, because the brother, of course, as I say, stays busy. This one was the ones I was saying how it fell at the end of, the following year, which was been 2018. They were supposed to do it earlier in the year of 2019, so it could have came out, but it keeps getting pushed back. It still is in the works. I'm excited. The director for this is David Ayer. He is, of course, the first one from the original one. He'll be back to do this one. I know one of the characters who was in the movie, kind of like a fairy, whatever, and all that. She's supposed to be, I think, possibly be back. That will be interesting. I love Numi Rapace in this, and Edgar Ramirez was in it. They both were great. Numi, I love me some Numi Rapace. She was fantastic in that movie to me. I was here for her. I'm just looking forward to seeing the story progress with them. Some people thought the way the story was flowing, that's probably why they just really couldn't really see them possibly if they were to do a second one. But it did so good in Netflix, because I remember watching it over the weekend it first came out, and I literally was enjoying every minute of it. So I know that David, made some comments. Let me read it what he said. He says, Bright 2 is still in the pipeline. He says, before adding, we're working on it, so hopefully we'll be able to mount that up soon. He says, we went on to express a desire to further explore Bright's alternate reality setting with the sequel, calling it a very rich world that he intends to drill down some more. And that's going to be key. To make up for how it went, and a lot of people reviews, dogging about the overall storyline, whatever. Some people not taking a shine to that, whichever, and all. I don't understand that aspect of not taking, a human working with some sort of creature, whichever, and you're cohabitating together, working, whatever, and all that. That's a story in itself, but like I feel the development probably is an issue. So hopefully you get to see an understanding of the world. Maybe they might go into a little bit more detail about the world background before they came in, working, of course, being, with the humans, things of that nature. Getting a little bit more back history would be a little bit more nice, So I'm here for this. I'm excited for it. We definitely don't have, of course, no date on this one. We have to figure out how, Joel's schedule is. We already know how Will is. I know he's in the midst of doing promotion for Bad Boys for Life 3. I know he's going to be working on another movie that entails this, the Williams sisters' father. I know that's in the works. I don't know what else he's working on besides that. Hopefully that will play in it now. He might be doing that first and then start doing Bright 2. So maybe 2021 or early 2022 we'll probably get a Bright 2. That will be nice. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this one, because I really hope that does happen, because I'm totally here for it. Netflix is definitely on board for them to do a second one. So it's going to probably happen. I'm looking forward to that. Now I got my last two. This one has to do with Mission Impossible. You already know I'm here for it. That was one of my favorite movies. Of course, for 2018, it was a number one on my list. That thing was just epicness. I loved, what was it? Rogue Nation, and then, of course, we have Fallout. And just to know that it did so well, that thing was rated high for viewers loving that movie. Damn near 100%. So I'm excited. Of course, I already told you Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie will be doing 7 and 8 back to back, We have some cast members coming on board. Of course, I already told you about Hallie Atwell as a part of this. We have, what's his name? Shea Wigman is a part of this, Wigham, excuse me. And then we're hearing Nicholas Hoult is being added to the cast. Now, I'm happy because he's worked with Christopher McQuarrie in some other movies in the past. So, love that he's going to be working with him on board. And I'm so here for this movie. I cannot wait. I swear. And I think these last two will probably most likely be the last ones. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I'm looking forward to seeing, how this is. And I think, if I'm not mistaken as well, Nicholas Hoult is going to be the villain in said both 7 and 8. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see in what capacity for how they're going to tell the story, engage it. They'll probably do similar to how they did with 5 and 6 with the villain in that one, because of course he was in the 5th one. And then definitely, was pulling rank in the 6th one, behind the scenes, with, the way they were trying to, go about it, whichever, done very, very well. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more information as time goes on. I know right now, not just yet, because I know Tom he's getting ready to start doing press in regards to Top Gun Maverick, getting ready. I'm looking forward to that. I know some people are just like, once how this one's done, him being at the helm, again, of course, an action type of movie. I don't know why. I mean, please. He just did that one that was awesome, and then he's working on Top Gun right after he finished that, and he's doing this one. And then I know from what I'm hearing, once he finishes these two, if him and Emily Blunt can come together, we're gonna get an Edge of Tomorrow too. And this man is what, 56, 57, one of the two, and he doesn't seem to be trying to slow down. Kudos. I can't say enough about Tom Cruise. That man is just a powerhouse. He's just on a whole freaking other level. I've been following him since the movie The Outsiders, and it's just like, I've just been following him since then. It's just, he's just been in so many movies I love, and he's just doing a damn thing. I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to seeing this cast together. I can't wait to see in what capacity Hallie Atwell will be as well, because I loved her. I was still pissed when he got rid of her TV show on news, because I thought the potential was so good to be there, whichever. She was so good in Captain America, but I loved her when she had her own show. We got to see her do her thing. But it is what it is. And of course, for Shea Wickham, he of course was recently I saw him in The Joker, so I'm excited to see what in capacity he will be in this one. I'm looking for some returning characters. You already know how I feel. Love me some Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson. I just want to see it. I look forward to it. The storyline, of course, flowing well from 7 to 8. If those are the last 2 and final ones. And yeah, it's almost like no pressure, but I feel confident. I ain't got to worry about that. Just, like I said, I enjoyed 5. 6 was epic. I feel like 7, 8 won't let us down. I feel like we're going to be all right. Make that trailer work. Tom's going to do his thing. Please don't get hurt after what happened on Fallout. So, can't say too much about that. Now, the release dates is for July 23rd, 2021. And then we have August 5th, 2022. So like I said, movies are done back to back, one year after the other, whichever. And he already has set his dates up. That's how you do it. Summer blockbusters. That's how you do it. Now the last one, I'm excited. This has to do with Morbius. I got a little bit more information. Of course, we have exact, release date. And of course, I already said it's July. I was already saying, so it's July 31st, 2020. This movie was at the top of my list for most anticipated films. I made it my number 1 because I have been talking about it off and on for over a year. It was well before last year. I was talking about this. They wrapped up the film back in May of 2019. So they've been sitting on it, getting it ready, perfecting it. I kept saying how I hope we get to see what he looks like. I'm here for it. I want to see it. We got a small view of him when they put a picture out late last year where it shows him amongst, people in a crowd. You see, cloaked with a hoodie, and you couldn't really see his face. We just got a first look. It actually, just posted up. I found it, and I'm going to tell you like this. He looks good. And just from the thumbnail, that's it, whichever, because it's kind of similar to the, picture they, kind of took from the comic book, whichever, with the eyes looking red. You can see some of his mouth with the teeth. I really hope he looks really grotesque. And look, I said it and I meant that. I am here for it. I love me some vampire movies. I am here for it. This is going to be awesome. The trailer is supposed to be coming out very soon. I think it's coming out in the next week, if I'm not mistaken. I pray I am correct, because I am ready to see this. I'm going to be pissed, and I will say this because it will probably come out during the morning while I'm at work, and I refuse to. I want my own backdrop, so I'm going to have to wait all day till I get home, because they always seem to release them at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm at work, so I'm just going to stay off of social media for Twitter for sure, because I know most of my Twitter is the main area that seems where people just like, they can't help themselves, and they just start posting certain things of the thumbnail from a certain scene, whatever, and they're going to give it all away. I'm probably stay off of YouTube if somebody's going to post something in the thumbnail and I don't want to see it. So I'm going to try my darndest to just stay off both of those particular, social media, outlets and just not. So, but yes, I'm here for the cast. I already stated Jared Harris is in this. We have Tyrese. We have Matt Smith as, Loki's Crown. And then we have, I hope I said Matt Smith. I think I said Matt Smith. I might have said Matt Reese. Excuse me. And then we have, I want to say her name is, let me get her name right because I always have to catch myself. Audrey Arjona. She's playing Martine Bancroft, the girlfriend. So yes. And I already told you how I feel about that off and on. I really pray that we get to see her when she has a transformation, if they don't showcase this one. Because if this one does very well, this can open up the floodgates to get a second movie. And I hope so because they claim this will be more darker than Venom. I would think, because I don't think Venom was so dark. This one I feel like is going to really go there, and I'm here for it, especially with him having the villain played by Matt Smith. That will be awesome. So I'm ready for the trailer, you all. I just want my trailer. I want my trailer so freaking bad. So yes, that is it, you guys. Comment below. Let me know what you all think with everything I discussed. Just go to rip in the comment section. And with that said, I will see you guys on next movie news. You guys take care.